Good afternoon, everyone. This is PreMarket Prep at the close. We should probably change that name. It's confusing. Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin. A lot going on today in the news, stocks and otherwise, in Michigan. But let's stick to the markets here, Joel. A lot happening out there. Give us a quick recap of the overall session, and then we'll go into what's moving up and down.
Good afternoon, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the pre-market prep at the close. I kind of like the name. We've been doing that since COVID. It's an interesting day in the market. We are green by 28 and a half handles here. What's interesting to me is that we had that dip, that midday dip on the news that stimulus talks were off again.
Yeah.
And you did not get anywhere near the same reaction. You did get a sell-off. You snuck into the top of yesterday's range, and then you just shot out like a cannon. So sometimes the market becomes immune to news, and that's what you have here. We rebounded, went back, and made a new high for the session. My 4-star number, 34, 36, 75, is still holding up pretty well here. We did get to 37.50. The reason I like that number is because it was its September 8th high back earlier in last month, actually. Crude having a good day. Maybe we'll talk about some oil stocks. That's up $1.27 at 41.22, clearing out those multiple highs at the 40.80 level. Gold still doing the two-step with the $1,900 level, up 670 at 1897.40. Silver hanging out right at $24, up 10.4 cents at 24 even. Bitcoin creeping towards 11,000. Did get over it during the session, but you're up $230 at 10,950.
I want to go start with Regeneron here, more like Regeneron. Got as high as $623 at 4 in the morning.
Yes.
Now at about 600 for the day. Joel, pull your charts up and tell us exactly. Show us
Oh, I
exactly
didn't do that yet?
how that transpired. You did not.
Oh, I thought I did that. Okay. We actually gave a good level this morning, but it never got there.
Yeah.
We had talked about here. Let me switch this up to my intraday charts. I wish I could just have verbal commands on this instead of having to click all over the place. Might have to go to TradeStation 10.0, Spencer. It's getting to that point.
Oh,
But you didn't get to 620, and we talked about it, a potential short in that area. No can do. What was your high? Your high was 615 even. You traded as low as 598.10, so you didn't sneak into yesterday's range. I think Kramer said something maybe a little bit negative on it, but just hugging 600, probably going to carve out the 600 calls and 600 puts on the weekly end. Not sure how much trades in Regeneron. But still, that's a big hurdle to clear. And that's just, if you see something in the pre-market or after hours, it's a good level. You like it. You may regret it, but that's the only time you really could have gotten that 620.
all right, let's talk pot stocks here, Joel. Pot is hot today. I guess you could say it's follow through from the debate last night. The
Yes.
market pricing in a Democrat win being good for pot, but across the board today, whether you want to go with the MJ ETF or individual names like Afria and Canopy Growth, CGC, Tilray, all up big time today.
Yeah, just, moving money around. I mean, they're banking on a Trump win, or excuse me, Biden win. So I don't know if I'd be buying the stocks on that premise. But MJ just finally woke up, had a good day yesterday, got off the lows of the move. This 1150 area looks kind of important to me. That's where you're trading right now.
And as hot as pot is, solar is the opposite today. I guess a new day, new shiny object. It was solar. It was lithium, and then now today it's pot. But solar not having a good day, Joel. You can go to any of the stocks. Actually, let's start with you can look at Sunrun. RUN is I guess the leader down today, but the whole sector is down.
They turn. Stocks can have a run, have a run, have a run. This one gave you a little bit of a setup here, consolidating near the high of the move, couple lows in the same area. lost that area even on the open, and then you fell down. And what's your low today's? Today's session's low is 68.80. I would keep an eye on that. I just don't like the way this looks between now and $60. You have one intermediate low at 66.78, but then you drop to 60.21, and how stocks can go up like an escalator,
Yeah.
down like an elevator. So I'd be careful. I'd be trying to lock in some profits. I don't think this is just going to be a one-day occurrence here in the solar sector.
All right, chat is asking us about GME, GameStop. Let's go there. What I think is happening here is the market is reacting to a headline and interpreting that headline to mean that Microsoft is going to just buy GameStop one day in the near future. So the headline today is that GameStop and Microsoft have a multi-year strategic partnership. Microsoft is supplying them with a bunch of surfaces, and they're getting them on their cloud and getting them on Teams, and also giving them a ton of Xbox stuff for GameStop to then sell. But I think the market is saying, all right, at this point, GameStop is worth less than $1 billion. Microsoft makes that in like 2 days. Microsoft could just scoop GameStop up, and it would be a drop in the bucket for them. So I think that's what's happening here is the market is taking this headline and assuming that in 6 months or a year or 18 months that Microsoft is just going to buy them all the way.
You've had plenty of warning in this thing, right? These activists have been kicking around, right? Michael Burry, someone else, they had a plan. Our man, Michael Pachter, is he coming out on Monday? I
Yes.
think he is coming on Monday. What timing by me again? But anyways, he's been bullish this stock, and that's big news. And now the shorts are they're really on the ropes. You did get some intermediate pullbacks. They always dive off earnings, but I mean, this stock has turned a corner. If you're looking at, retracements, I mean, this thing was a $45 stock. What you get down to $5?
Yeah.
How low did you get in the
You head down to $2.57.
This is a moment. I mean, it's a Momo stock, and now that it's got Microsoft behind its sales, I wouldn't want to be shorted. And I'm sure a lot of people got rolled today, shorting it off that news straight up, probably monster volume too on this. Yesterday, it traded. What did it do? I'm looking at the monthly here. Yesterday, it traded 3.3 mil. Today, 54 million. You have less than 10 minutes, about 10 minutes to go. Monthly, if you're looking for monthly resistance in this one, hold on, folks, 1690. I could drill down tomorrow and find some intermediate levels in here. But big up day, and even a 2-day move in this one. Look at that. No, just that green candle just going and going and going and going. So congratulations. Probably your Robinhood and Weebles are scooping this up, right? A low price stock. And
I mean, it's got so many classic characteristics of a stock that can really run, right? You've got the low price, which makes it appealing for the retail crowd. It's a brand that people know, right? Everyone knows GameStop. You've got the news catalyst today with Microsoft. So
what's your short interest?
I'm sure it's high. Like, let me see if I can look it up real fast. It wouldn't shock me if it was in above 20%. That is not. Whoa! All right, that data.
Okay.
That data is
all
not,
right.
That data is not right. It's high. I don't know this right now, but last time I looked this up, it was like a year ago, and it was high a year ago. So I'm sure.
Yeah, you don't. I mean,
sure
$1
it's still
billion.
high.
Yeah, I mean, $1 billion to Microsoft. I mean,
Right.
you're right.
Right.
Even on the weeklies here, I'm having some problems finding some because this hasn't been up here. New territory. Yes, Triple D is a bear in this one, but I bet you he's not shortening into this market.
I'm sure he's hands off forever. This is one that you can be bearish and still, think the stock is going to go higher. To me, this has all the makings of a rally to 15 or 20.
Who knows?
Just because it can. It doesn't. GameStop is. I don't think anyone thinks GameStop is a good business, right? They've got mall stores and malls. I don't think anyone thinks that's a good business, but this has all the characteristics of the stock that can really run. All right, let's get to more stocks that are moving today. Amgen. This one actually broke during the show. We didn't cover it. They had some phase 3 trial for a heart drug. The data was apparently not good for that, and anecdotally, you typically see bigger falls in when you get bad data on later trials, because a phase 3 trial means you're much closer to the finish line than a phase 1 trial. It means you got past phase 1, you got past phase 2. Phase 3 is the last step before approval, really, the final trial phase. So a failure at this stage can in some cases be catastrophic for the drug, but for the drug. So failing at the phase 3 stage is not a good. I mean, failing is never a good sign, right? But at the phase 3 stage, you can see moves like this because you got that close to the finish line, and now you're not.
And a lot of the money, a lot of the resources that go into it now. You are at the moment of truth here for Amgen, folks. You are approaching a double bottom here from September.
Oh, chart me.
Oh, chart me. I'm trying to get too fancy here. You are approaching a double bottom here, and there was also another low in that area, 238. I mean, that's your number. Current low 239. All these lows under 240 here. So there you are. If it's going to bounce, there's where it's going to bounce from. If not, you're looking under 235. Had a good day yesterday. So if you're looking at a 2-day move here, a lot of momentum. People are going to look at the stock tonight and they're going to be like, sell, get me out in the morning. So moment of truth here at 238 for Amgen, AMGN.
And then just to follow up on a couple of stocks from this morning, Domino's. It did find a low event. It took a while, but it found a level eventually.
With these on $400 stocks, I mean, I'm just saying this Amgen, you just have a step down seller here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look at this. They're like out, bid. That's what guys used to do in the pit when they wanted to go short, big. They go bid. And then someone give them a bid. They go sold. So that's what someone doing there. They're putting the bids up and they're getting popped almost every level. We'll see what happens at 238. I'm sorry, I digress there. What's
DPZ, Domino's found a level?
Yeah, I'm always hesitant to try and pick a bottom or give you a level on a $400 stock. We talked about a breach of the pre-market low, and here's a situation where the pre-market low was almost the high for the day, right? You ended up opening 405.90. Got a little bit of reprieve up to that pre-market low area. Sellers come in. Looks like 400 is going to be the magnet here. Today's low, 394.90. So if that holds, maybe it'll just be a one-off here. But big stock like this, people still sitting on a lot of profits. So we'll see. Got to get above 410 for a chance to fill the gap. A lot of people stuck here between 410 and 4.25. So take a little while for this to get back up to that area.
All right, let's go to the chat for some tickers here, see what's on your radar. Let's start with Peloton. Actually, someone asked a question of you, Joel, right at the top.
Yes.
Someone asked if you were still long.
But I am.
I don't remember if it was Peloton or if there was another one.
No, I am. And they had me shaking after the earnings. They really did. And because it was going 90, 100, 90, 100, 90, 100, 90 to 100. And I'm thinking to myself, man, if this could just get over 100, it can run. And I was actually thinking about even buying some calls and added to it. I didn't. And I thought about liquidating, but I just figured, hey, if it can get to 100, it has some room. It hit a nice round number today, 119.89. So there's your resistance, but it had one, two, I had several up days in a row. I could draw a trend line in here for you, but if it broke that trend line, I'd want to sell it. But nope, I'm still in it. I think from the mid 40s here. Let's see, what do we got here? This is a pretty steep trend line now. If I could do this for you, boom. Maybe use that, catching those lows. That looks like it will come in at the 110 area. So, nope, not doing much. 120 all time high Peloton. Wish I had a little bit more of that.
You say that now. See, there's always a way to turn it around and be miserable.
That's traders. That's investors, man.
Yeah.
And when Michael were talking on the floor about floor people, there's no one on the floor that ever made a dime. No floor trader ever made a dime.
Yeah.
Everyone every day. How you doing? Not good. Had a bad day. That's kind of way. That's kind of. I mean, that's just the way you kind of keep an even
Yeah.
keel.
Yeah.
But
Guess so. All right. To the chat. This one was a mover. Don't know why. Jemiah. We've gone a week or two without talking about it.
Jemiah.
The Amazon of Africa. I don't know what the catalyst is. I don't know if it needs one.
Catalyst is it just woke up.
Yeah.
Right. And who was sitting on this in the chat? Boom. I can't remember. Someone was really talking. You just got the long consolidation here at $8. You finally get a move. The gap up and go. Momentum traders going. A little update yesterday, but we'll see. This is getting moving to the upside here. Trading right just off the high of the session. So Jemiah looks good here for tomorrow's session.
Yeah. And then Bill Big D, Jason Raznick will talk about Slack, I assume, on our show tomorrow. What else was in the chat?
I want to see James was asking about AV. Was that it? Let's see.
That's a new one.
Yeah, we like new stocks. I don't. Well, there's a good day for it today. What is that? What do they do, Spence? What's the news on this one?
I'm looking at what they do.
This is what I. This is
that makes sense. They're an aerospace company. That one makes sense from the name. So
what was the news? Upgrade or something?
I don't know if there is news. Let me check the PR filings.
I don't like the fade. I don't like the fade here.
There was a press release last night. I don't know if this would be the kind of PR to move the stock like this low. So
it's probably, it was quiet, had a really tight range yesterday. And then someone just got real excited, took it to 74.56. Really no relevant number in that area. Now it's just kind of fallen back. So, I mean, I don't know if I'd want to buy it here. But if this came back down to the $66 area, two lows or two highs, 66.02 and 65.83. If it snuck down back there, I think I'd be interested. Maybe risking to just under $60 the low of the move, but just don't like the news was fading on that. So we'll see if it gets back down to 66. Of course, breaking above that 75 is important. Doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon. S&Ps just jumping here, 359, man. Time flies when you're having fun watching the market go up right at the highs of the session. Do you want to sneak one more in there?
Yeah, last one real quick before the Cannabis Hour. DraftKings, we're at just below 51 right now.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're above it.
Dennis was a little, that 52 is a stickler there. You got to use, now that you've distanced yourself for it, that's going to be major resistance there, 52. And you got up close to 55 today. So this is digesting that offering, 52. Now resistance. I'm not sure where this thing is going to go. I do see that one low that someone's mentioned at 47.10. That's the next stopping point, but I don't think it's going to go right there. All right, we hit 38.75. Looks like we're closing a couple points off the high of the day, and we got to get off for Cannabis Hour, right?
That's the wrap. Yep, the Benzinga Cannabis Hour is next. Everyone, please remember all the information from our show is meant to be used as informational purposes, not for investing or trading advice. Everyone have a good rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow.